I'm going to go over why you should never tape the bottom of your baseboard. Paint, if you get any drips, the paint will seep under the tape. It's because the tape is sticky and you can't get the tape to get underneath the baseboard, and we need to get under the baseboard. I'll show you how I do it. What we gotta do, got 6-inch paper. I use this stainless steel flat bar. I think they sell them at Home Depot. And then my well-used mud knife. This really helps that it's used a lot. But what I'm going to do, I'll start here in this corner to show you how I do the corner. As you can see, the knife sticks, and that's a problem for us trying to get our paper under there. So what we'll do is we'll clear it out. Clear out. I already vacuumed everything. So clear it out. And where we want to go, it's all open. So we're going to cut the paper to where it starts to stick. Okay, see, it's starting to free up right here. So we can put this under. I like to pull up at the nails a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. That'll help. See, it's already easier. This corner too. Yes, it can mess up the bottom depending on your trim, but this one it does not. It's not creasing it or anything. Nothing visible. We'll go here. Up on the nails. See, it's already easier to get in there. Okay. So we'll go back to where we're getting stuck here. We'll shove this in. Our paper needs to be roughly that long. Take it, tear it, square the end that's going over there. I always put it so it curls down, not curls up, meaning to pick it up it'll curl under. Alright, so that side's cut. You want it a little bit less here. Okay, so you want to get it shoved in there and pushed underneath. We're looking for about 1/2 inch to 3/8 to 1/2 inch. If you want to know how far you're under, you can just take the roll and you can see we are roughly 1/2 inch. That's perfect. I like to tape wherever it breaks. I usually I tape here as well underneath this next piece, because since it's not taped at the front, this thing can pull forward and it can pull out, and it gets super annoying, especially if you covered a vent somewhere and you didn't tape the vent fully. The vent will blow your paper and it'll blow it out. So go here. It's also fully taped because I can leave this for multiple days. You can walk on it, multiple coats. Not gonna have to worry about the paint going underneath. The paint, yes, if you leave the paint on it, it will stick to the paper. It will make it hard to get out. But I'll show you what I do when I'm painting, and I'll also show you what I do if it gets stuck after we're all done. Okay, now this corner, I always overlap. So get out our bar here, our knife, see where we stick. We're really good here. So we'll do this inside corner first. Remember to square our paper. There we go. I did cut that a little short. I don't want it. Okay, so that's how I tape. And then when I do a seam, it's obviously always overlapped, so we'll go to our next step point down the way. step point. Even, and be careful putting this where the paper is. The paper tears extremely easy. So we'll get our piece here. Want about an inch overlap. Tear it. Flip it over. We'll just got to shimmy under there. And sometimes there's like a rock still, and it'll prevent it, or some kind of debris like that. It'll prevent it. Take this out easy. Yeah, see, there's a rock. So, go put this back in. There we go. If you need to check it, check it. No excessive there. I never check it. When you put your tape on this piece, you might want to put it on like this, because sometimes it sticks to this one. And when you do that, it doesn't get this side, and it just pulls all your paper out. That's kind of annoying as well. So there's the taping portion. I will come back when I'm painting it, and I'll show you how I minimize the paint from getting underneath, because we just don't want the paint underneath. And there will be paint underneath no matter what. So at least it's not going to absorb underneath the tape, because the tape edge would be directly below where the paint is dripping. So that's why you get the paint seeping underneath your tape. This way, no paint is going to seep, and you're not going to have a heart attack. Alright, just want to show you the best sander I've used. It's a mini orbital detail sander, M12 Milwaukee. Then what we want to do is we want to come in, we want to vacuum everything. We don't want to vacuum down because it'll suck the paper. We want to vacuum against the baseboard. And then after that, take a paper, cloth, or towel and wipe it off, because there will still be dust on the baseboard even after you vacuum it. We are ready to paint. Got everything sanded. I tape all the baseboard with the Pro line. It only takes about 10 minutes. You can cut in, but I think tape is better. You can get way crispier lines, especially since the baseboard follows the contour of the wall mostly, and it's just not very even. It's easier just to tape it and go. We buy this kit. Comes with a little roller handle, plastic. Comes with a 3-inch roller in this little tray. Extra rollers. So they're premium. I think they're a 1/4-inch nap. It doesn't say, but they have this hard plastic piece, which is pretty important. So this piece of plastic is pretty important for when we're painting, and I'll show you that. Alright, we're ready to paint. First thing, I paint the top. Take this over here. Work it in there nicely with a brush. The brush also helps regulate how much paint you're putting on the top. It's a little hard with the camera in my way, but now that we got that, take a roller. Our roller has that hard plastic piece. So what we do is roll it on there, then we try to get as much paint as we can off of this bottom part, and then we can set it down on our paper and roll the bottom. That helps prevent paint from going underneath. Okay, then I'll show you what I do when I get paint underneath. So we'll try to get some paint under there. Okay, there we go. Right now that we have a little bit of paint underneath, you can see, so what I do, take my knife, my muddy knife, and I just take as much as I can out, because it's going to help when we remove the paper. The less paint, will make our life a lot easier. So what we do, same there, separate, there we go. Once we get this all painted, remove the paint right away. I usually do about half the room, and then as soon as I get half the room, I pull the tape, then do the other half, pull the tape, and then usually a closet, I pull the third time. So I'm in the closet now. Alright, so after half the room or whatever your closet, I like to go no more than like about 7 minutes. So after 7 minutes, start pulling tape. Just pull it up. This is why my gloves look like this. And the reason to pull the tape is otherwise it's going to wick up the wall. Even pulling it right away, depending on how many defects or huge bumps you have that you just can't tape over right, it still can wick up because the tape isn't stuck against the wall. But that is how I do it. I will come back when I pull the paper, because if you don't clean underneath of it, like I just did, it makes it a lot harder, but not impossible. You can still remove the paper. Alright, I'm going to show you how I remove the paper. It's painted to the paper. Take our knife. Do that. Paper. Piece here. No paint on the floor. Perfect.